Hey folks, this is Akshay and welcome to another video from Photographic. And today is going to be a little bit of a different video because we are doing an unboxing. Now, over the last few videos, I have had a third person view when I was shooting out in the street or for landscape or even in the portrait video. I had the camera mounted on the tripod and that's how I got the footage of me in action. An alternative to this is to have an action camera that will give you a point of view video, and I felt like that would be an easier setup for me to work with, and it would also mean that I'd be able to shoot alone if required, because my girlfriend has been kind enough to help me shoot in a lot of these situations. But sometimes when you're on the street, really having someone follow you is actually more distracting and more conspicuous than shooting alone. And so while some of you have appreciated the third person point of view, and we will continue to do that as much as we can in scenarios where we can, I did want to try out this POV kind of video format. And so I thought I'll buy an action camera, which I have really detested till now. I have a difficult relationship with wide-angle lenses in general, and hence, all of my comments about the 28mm on the Leica. But that translates to action cameras as well. I do not like the angle, the field of view, the distortion, and so I've stayed away from them for all these years. And also, I'm not a big sports person, so it's not that I'm actually shooting action. And so the value proposition of these cameras didn't really make sense for me till now. But one of the hindrances that I've seen is that especially the Leica will not accept any external monitors, for example, because it has no ports. And so it's very difficult for me to show you what I see on my screen while making an image. And so you sort of have to guess about what I'm doing. And in certain situations, I think just seeing what I see on the screen might be better. So that's one reason. The other reason is that because these cameras are so small, they allow for the kind of things that wouldn't be possible with a regular camera like the A7 III or even a smartphone in some situations. And so I want to explore those kind of promises that the action camera segment has, and we'll see how it goes. Now, the camera that I chose was the Insta360 the Insta360 Go 2. And that seems to be the tiniest camera, and that's a lot of people have appreciated that quite a bit. So that's one reason. The second reason is that the magnetic pendant thing I feel will work really well for what I'm going to do, because it's not like super heavy action sports kind of thing. I'm going to be walking on the street, and so a chest view will, I think, be most natural for me to use. And it has a bunch of other features that seem to really work well, as I've seen in a lot of the videos. One of the things that I'm worried about is the battery life, because a lot of people have said that battery life isn't great on the camera, and also some overheating issues. But the other disadvantage that a lot of reviewers had talked about was memory, and that 32 GB, effectively 28 GB of usable memory didn't seem enough for them, and so they had to transfer footage to their phone quite a lot of times, and it was a slow process. It is a slow process. So they advised that 64 GB is the right model to go for, and luckily I got that. So that's what we're going to unbox today. Let's see what we get. Bye. So here's the Insta360 Go 2. And let me just check. It is the 64 GB version. So that's good. At least I got what I ordered. Wow, look at that. Very cool. It is actually tiny. Oh, cute little thing. They actually use the magnetic pendant, I guess, or one of the other mounts to present it in the case. That's quite nice. So there's a warning already. There's a warning already that the back of the camera does get overheated, and so prolonged contact with skin is not recommended. So something to keep in mind. I'm going to be having this camera over here. Hopefully the metal pendant is going to save me from getting burnt, but we'll see. I was right. It was the metal, the magnetic pendant that was holding the camera for presentation. So that's what it looks like, and that's what it looks like around me. So this is going to be the setup. You can't see the camera, can you? Sometimes I just make some rookie mistakes. Alright, so this is what it looks like. I shot the rest of the video while the unboxing was happening, and I felt like I really made a decent video, but the framing was wrong. And so I want to insert this to show you what it actually looks like, but let's get back to the actual video, because what I'm saying is more important, I think. Anyway, see you then. I really wish they made this in black. Why would they make this in white? Because it's just so much easier. I don't know if you're able to see this, by the way, but there you go. Now there's a whole variety of mounts that we also get along with this camera. Oops. So that's the USB-C cable. One of the weird things about this, that's the USB-C cable. Now, one of the weird things about this camera and the case is that it doesn't charge with a USB-C to USB-C charger cable. So my Samsung S21 Ultra, for example, has a USB-C to USB-C. The MacBook has a USB-C to USB-C, and apparently that doesn't work for this one. So there's a supplied cable that goes from USB-A to USB-C. And so I'm going to have to remember to carry this around to be able to charge this. A bit weird. Now this is the clip mount. So it has a bit of a swivel on it. Let me show it to you here. And so this goes on any flat surfaces. So essentially it can go, I've seen people wear it on their caps, etc. And so they wear it like that, and that's how that works. I don't think I'll be using this one, not for me. Now this, on the other hand, is a very nice mount. So this is what they call the pivot case, and it's basically made in a way that you can position the camera quite freely, and it can give you lots of different angles, and it just sits on the table, so it's quite handy. Each of these mounts, by the way, is magnetic, and so that's quite a nice thing. The camera just slides in very affirmingly, so there's no worry ever that you might lose the camera or it might fall. So this, I think, I'm going to use quite a bit. And then this is the last piece of the puzzle. This is the case. It has Insta360 written on it, and this is how you actually use the camera. Well, this is how you charge the camera. So the camera itself can do about 20 minutes of video, and then the case provides backup, and so you can get some 150 total minutes of video recording. But the interesting thing is, one of the so by the way, there's a tripod stand on the case, and so you can also use the case to just let the camera stand and record some video. But as many reviewers said, this is extremely flimsy, and so this is not going to stay. Even if there's slight movement, this will fall apart. Well, not fall apart, but fall over. But in any case, what I was saying was that the case gives you 150 minutes of video in total, and so you can charge the camera, use it, charge it again, and use it, kind of like AirPods or any other true wireless kind of earbuds. The trouble is, if you use the camera inside the case like this, right? So let's say that you open up these legs and you're shooting something where there's not a lot of movement, and so you're shooting it like this. A few reviewers have mentioned that while there's enough charge in the case plus the camera to actually keep shooting for 150 minutes, the camera actually overheats, and so it doesn't shoot beyond 20-ish minutes. So overall, it feels like 20 minutes is really the kind of footage I should expect from this thing, and I think that's enough. All I need to do is make sure that I keep switching it off when I'm out on the street, because I might shoot for an hour and then edit about 20 minutes or less than that, 10 minutes worth of footage from there. But if I just keep it on, it's going to die on me. So that's something that I'm going to have to be careful about. But I'm quite excited about this. And so we're going to do a shoot tomorrow, someplace in Pune city, and I'll give you a little bit of a first-hand experience of what it's to shoot with this, how do people react to this in India, and hopefully you'll be able to see my screen as well, and we'll see how it goes from there. Alright, thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.